Welcome to Aaron's Wine Talk. This is wine number 17. We are really moving on. This is a white wine from Germany, as you can see over here. This is produced by Dreissigacker. And Dreissigacker is a premium wine producer in the region of the Rheinhessen in Germany. Rheinhessen is one of the largest regions in Germany. It produces a lot of wines. In Germany is a very, very big country in making wine, but most winemaking is focused on the southwest part corner of Germany, which is already a big part in making wine. But obviously, it is mainly in the warmer parts of Germany. This is 51, 52 degrees north of the equator, so it's quite high in producing wine. And Germany is more of a marginal climate and even a very cold continental climate, meaning very warm in summer but not long sunny days. So the temperatures are always quite low, but still enough heat to give ripeness to the grapes. And the winters are bitterly cold. It is a challenge to make wine in Germany because of the very, very cold weather that prevails. In winter, they can suffer from winter freeze, and the vines can suffer from spring frost in spring, which can prevent the bud burst. So, literally, good winemaking methods are needed in order to grow these grapes. These grapes are Riesling, and Riesling is the quality grape of Germany in the Rheinhessen, fermented dry. At the back label, we have a word written which is called trocken, and trocken means dry in Germany. This is vintage 2015. These have been picked 5 years ago. Amazing on that, huh? 5-year-old wine, which you would say a white wine would be bad to drink, when, believe me, this wine is explosive and expressive of its terroir characteristics of German vineyards. Not very popular to drink German wine, but believe me, this is top quality German white wine. This is from the village of Bechteimer. In fact, it's called a Bechteimer Riesling from the Rheinhessen. And Bechtheim, or Bechtheim, is a village in the Rheinhessen which has quite good slaty soils, and it gives that wine a slaty, petrol-y, minerally aroma. You're going to smell kerosene, petrol, stone, minerality in the wine, which comes out beautiful in this. And this gives lots of complexity to the wine. Smell of gunflint aroma, that smokiness coming mainly from the soil. It's really, really, really amazing having that slaty cutting edge both on the nose and on the palate. This wine is made at 13% alcohol, so it's quite high for a German vineyard. Normally, Riesling is quite low in alcohol and high in acidity, and I'm amazed to see how high in alcohol this wine is. Let's say it's on a medium level of alcohol of 13%. 2015 5-year-old, amazing. These wines are literally naturally grown. This is organic viticulture. Organic meaning no use of sprays or chemical herbicides or pesticides in order to treat the vines. Only natural grape growing methods were used to treat the vines. In other words, the use of canopy management techniques, cutting the leaves of exposing the grapes and bunches in the sun in order for the heat to settle. So when it rains, the vineyards dry out thanks to the heat present. That will also expose the grapes to more sun, and that will give much more ripeness, and hence the reason of a 13% level of alcohol in the wine. Probably they can pick a bit later in September, but definitely these wines were totally fermented dry using wild yeast fermentation. Wild yeast meaning natural ambient yeasts were used during the fermentation process, and that will make it pure and natural as possible. This is the mentality of the winemaker, and the winemaker of this wine is called Dreissigacker. Dreissigacker is the winemaker of this wine. I think it's a surname of the wine producer. And the importer of this wine is Holy Wines, imported by Adrian Mitzi, who is a small wine importer, but besides buying wines from Portugal, he also imports these beautiful German wines. I'm sure he has visited this vineyard area, and I really know why he selected these wines, because Adrian, I'm sure, loves that petrol aroma coming out, which hits you in the face, and you would see it over there. Yeah. So well done, Adrian, for this wine. Let's give a fantastic tasting note on appearance, nose, and palate. Well, these grapes were fermented in stainless steel, but only 80% of the grapes were fermented in stainless steel to retain the natural flavors and aromas of Riesling. The other 20% were fermented in wooden barrels. So you have a unique Riesling, organic viticulture, vintage 2015, medium level of alcohol of 13%, and fermented in barrels for 20% of the must. Oak can mask the flavors of Riesling. And believe me, the oak is subtle, it's not that affectionate. It is really in combination and conjunction with the wine. I think it helps also with the level of smokiness that it gives, but I think that the level of smokiness is coming mainly from the soil, from the terroir, slaty area, rather than the oak. But good option of having that 20% fermented in oak. And there is also a 48-hour skin maceration. Very normal for white wines where on arrival that the grapes are pressed so the juice or must is released fresh and literally to have more acidity and flavor in the grape. But that skin hours, that 48-hour skin maceration will give much more flavor and complexity to the wine. And the winemaker of Dreissigacker managed literally to extract that quality. Let us see it on appearance, nose, and palate. On appearance, I need a white background to see this wine because there's total lemon color, and lemon is a sign of development. There's no green in the wine, so this wine is already developing. This shows that it is 5 years old, vintage 2015, and obviously there is some slight presence of oak, so because oak can also give some more deep lemon colors. So I would go for more a medium intensity with giving a lemon color, but still it shows that this wine can age because that lemon can literally go to much deeper levels. On the alcohol on the legs, you can see that they go down quite fast. This shows that it is a cold climate, not a hot climate. And cold climate, normally we have high levels of acidity and low levels of alcohol. And that shows it. Yeah? The legs go down fast. It shows it has a slate edge, an oily texture in it. It shows that the level of acidity is going to be high when we come to taste it. On the nose, wow, this is extremely, not pronounced, ladies and gentlemen. This is extreme pronounced intensity. Lots of terroir, of petrol, kerosene, slatiness. I get that slate edge, which is that typical aroma of all German wines. But not easy to guess the region of origin. So there is that something different coming from Bechteimer within the Rheinhessen. Wow. Fantastic aroma. I love Riesling and I love that complex minerality coming out. The winemaker managed to extract that really well. There is fruit, obviously. They get peach, apricot, and nectarines, which is not easy to achieve when you are fermenting Riesling in Germany. Wow, it is literally there. Ripe lemons, I get yellow apples at its best, slight tropical fruit coming out, a bit of melon coming out. Yes, I do get that. Amazing, so fresh, but loads of primary and tertiary coming out. Tertiary is the petrol, the minerality coming out of it. Petrol, kerosene, call it what you want, but definitely that slateness, giving it so much complexity. There is also some secondary aromas of that yeast character. This wine is literally matured on its lees for quite a long period of time, and that's going to give that yeasty, bready, biscuity aroma. It will also going to increase the texture in the wine. It's a sort of batonnage which they do, Lee stirring style of wine, but definitely it gives so much bready complexities. Well done, Adrian. I love this nose. On the palate. After 5 years, this acidity is still qualified as extremely high. I still feel it. High, 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 mouth watering, very pleasant. This is over 7 grams per liter residual sugar, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely high. So you need fish, which is fried, a nice calamari dish, fried calamari, fried fish, fried seafood. No problem for cholesterol, ladies and gentlemen. This is so high in acidity, it's going to cut the level of cholesterol in the food. Definitely lots of cheese, fatty, soft cheeses. That acidity level is going to cut the fatness in milk and cut the saltiness as well in the food of seafood and cheese. Definitely, that would be my best food match for this style of wine. This is Trocken, fermented dry, only 2 grams per liter residual sugar. 2 grams is very, very low in sugar. You would always expect German wines to be sweet, but no, they have changed its mentality in making more dry style of wines to suit more the most taste that most people would like to drink, which is dry wines. Even Auslese wines are being fermented dry, and I agree with that concept totally, because literally wine deserves to drink them in a dry style. Although sweet versions in Germany are also delicious to drink. Acidity is high, body is medium minus body, it's not that heavy. Obviously the acidity is so pronounced and so much intense, that it literally gets all the flavors together, and the finish is still there. I still get that slaty edge on the palate, still lingering, still there, even after talking after 2 minutes. Wow, this is amazingly a long finish. Pronounced intensity both on the nose and on the palate, and I think this wine is totally excellent and outstanding. This is a mid-priced level style of wine, not too expensive, extreme good value for money. There is also a fantastic Riesling which that this producer Dreissigacker produces, and is coming from another vineyard which is also very good. So amazing. This is a screw cap, as you can see. Fantastic closure, a stealth enclosure, as you can see. Wow, that is fantastic technology, ladies and gentlemen. That is amazing technology that preserves the wine, and you can store the wine vertical position without storing it in a horizontal position, and it keeps its longevity for a very, very long period of time. The stealth enclosure, this quality metal screw cap, has proven, scientifically proven, that it's preserves the wine and the fruit character for a long period of time. The fruitiness is very fresh, very peachy, apricot, nectarines, same as the nose. I just want to taste this wine, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing on the petrol slate character, but that acidity is giving that minerality complex at its best. The oak is very subtle, that slight hint of vanilla, oak smokiness and toastiness, yeast character, bread character is coming in. Wow. And they done it raging for 10 years very easily in the bottle. So this is a 5-year-old wine that can go another 10 years up to 2030. Definitely, I bank my 20 years of experience in wine that this will definitely age for much, much more. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this Riesling. I really persuade you to get this wine. Literally from my heart and passion, that this wine is definitely to be drunk. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this Riesling.